So today I'm going to be making a updated how to play Osu video. A long time ago in 2014, I believe I made a video on how to play Osu. Back then I was like 140k rank and I didn't really know what I was talking about, and that was a really poorly made video, so I thought I'd make an updated version. As you can see, I'm a trash player, so obviously I'm the one you want to be taking advice from. But yeah, anyways, let's get started. So when you first download Osu, it's going to automatically download a couple of beat maps, and one of them is going to be the Osu tutorial. So I recommend that you actually play the Osu tutorial to start off, and that will basically teach you the basics, right? So I'm just going to search for tutorial here. I believe it's this one, map by Peppy. And also, first thing you want to do when you go in is just make sure your settings are good. So I recommend playing on full screen. Let me just turn volume off. I recommend playing on full screen on your native resolution, and also make sure frame limiter is unlimited. That's really just the basics. Also make sure you select a comfortable skin. The default skin's kind of bad, so I would recommend you download a good skin. I would recommend the one I'm using right now is actually pretty good, the Matthew skin. So I'll just leave this one in the description so you guys can download the skin. Basically, to import a skin, you just download it. It'll download as an OSK file, and then you just click it, and it will automatically import into Osu. Same thing with beat maps. If you want to download a beat map, go to the Osu website, go to the beat map section, download any beat map, comes in as a OSK file. You just click it, and it automatically imports into Osu. So that's how skins and beat maps work. So that's how you download beat maps. And yeah, so I'm going to assume that most of you are going to be playing with a mouse, which is perfectly fine. But what you want to do is press F10 in game and make sure mouse buttons are disabled. You're not going to want to click with your mouse. That's called mouse only playstyle, and I recommend you guys don't do that. Just because it doesn't scale very well in terms of skill ceilings. So if you play mouse only, you're probably going to progress very slowly, and the skill ceiling is a lot lower than if you use your keyboard. So you want to go down to change keyboard bindings, and by default, left click and right click are on Z and X. I left mine on default. You can leave it on default as well. But basically, when you go into the tutorial here, you can click, right, with your Z and X. Doesn't matter which one you use. Some people tap with your middle finger, some people tap with their index finger. I tap with my index. So you can see on the right side, I'm tapping with my index finger and it shows up here. Don't click with your mouse. All you want to do with your mouse or tablet, if you're using a tablet at this stage, all you want to do with your mouse and or tablet is aim, and then you want to use your keyboard for tapping. So you just want to go through the tutorial, and it will basically just guide you through everything. So
now introducing the slider.
Oh, it's actually kind of broken, huh? Maybe it's not this version. There we go, I think it's this one. Okay.
Now it's your turn. Hit the next 4 hit circles.
Something like that, right? I think this is the right version, maybe not. But basically, the little circles that showed up, those are hit circles. And you want to click on those. So use your mouse to aim at the circle, and then when the approach circles get when the approach circle gets close to the circle, that's when you want to click. Okay? With your X key or Z key, whichever one you're using. So you can see here, that's the approach circle, it's coming in, and when it hits the circle, you want to click with your keyboard. You want to tap. And then you want to use your mouse to aim at the circle. So those are hit circles. Pretty simple. And then there's sliders, obviously. I'm pretty sure this tutorial is kind of broken. Or I just don't have storyboards on or something. But anyways, yeah, next thing is the sliders. So sliders, you just hold down your keyboard button and you use your mouse to aim simultaneously when it shows up. Same concept with the hit circle. When the approach circle gets on, that's when you click, but you want to hold down your mouse or your keyboard button, and you want to aim along the slider until it ends. And that's basically what a slider is. Pretty sure one's going to show up right now. So there's 3 things in this game. There's hit circles, sliders, so you can see I'm clicking and then I'm aiming and I'm holding down my click as well as I aim on the slider. And then if there's a reverse arrow, you just want to go back and do a reverse motion. So there's sliders, hit circles, and then lastly there's spinners, which is probably coming up right now. And a spinner, you basically just hold down your keyboard button and you spin your mouse in a circle, or tablet, whichever one you're using, and you just spin in a circle. So I'm pretty sure the spinner's last. Yep, here it is. So you just hold down your mouse or your keyboard button and you spin your mouse in a circle. That's basically it. Now for faster songs, there's streams, and a stream is basically a bunch of hit circles stacked together in a row, and that's when you want to use both your keyboard buttons one after another. I don't know if I could show you an example of that actually, but honestly, you guys just want to download songs that you enjoy playing, songs that sound good to you, your favorite songs or whatever, and you just want to play them, and then eventually you'll get better. So what I recommend is going and sorting by difficulty, and then going to below 1 star is probably the skill level you're at if you're new to the game. And then just pick a song to play, honestly. Okay, so I picked this map. It's 0.73 stars, and generally stars is like roughly what you use to determine the difficulty of a map. So this is under 1 star, which should be pretty easy. And yeah, so you can see I'm just clicking when the circles show up, or when the approach circle hits the circle, that's when I click, and I use my mouse to aim. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. This song's kind of whack, not gonna lie, but there's really not much else to say, honestly. So you can see on the right here shows what I'm clicking. So this one right here is my X key, which is my primary key, and then this one is my Z key, which is my secondary. Some people have it reversed because they click with their middle finger. It's just really what feels more comfortable to you. This song is kind of whack, dude. I'm gonna pick another one. Alright, this one. So you can see this is a slider. I'm clicking, aiming, holding, click, and since there's a reverse arrow, I'm going back again. Click, click and hold, and I'm aiming along it. Click, click and hold, click and hold. So when you're starting off with easy songs like this, you're probably just going to be using one keyboard button. But the reason you have two is because some songs get extremely fast, especially when you get better. And then there's streams, which is, I hit too early on that, and this one. Anyways, yeah, there's streams where you use both buttons because there's a bunch of hit circles that show up right next to each other super quick, and that's what a stream is, and you have to hit both keys in order to hit a stream. But I don't really think you have to worry about that until you get better, probably until like, I don't even know when streams start showing up, maybe 3 to 4 stars. But for now, you just download songs that you like to play, and you just play those until you get better. And that's basically the basics of Osu. Yeah, I have a ton of videos on the best settings for Osu and how to decrease input lag. So I'll leave those in the description if you're interested. Like how to optimize these settings if you're interested in doing that. But this was just basically mechanics, this video, explaining mechanics and the basics of how to aim and click, which is all this game is. You see a circle, you aim at it, you click it. If it's a slider, you click and hold and you drag. Or you don't, well, yeah, you aim along the slider. And that's basically it. And a spinner, you spin, obviously. So that's basically it, guys. That's really just the basics of playing Osu. The best way to learn it is to just, again, download your favorite maps, favorite songs, and just play them. And eventually you get the hang of it. It is pretty frustrating at first, but you guys got this. I believe in you guys. So if this video helped you at all, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.